Nikon Z 1424 f2.8 vs Z 1430 f4. Is the price difference worth it for lens? Why do we pay more money for a f2.8 lens instead of an f4 lens? We are buying features such as build quality, weatherproofing, autofocus, and wide aperture. In reality, how noticeable is the variation in image quality between these two lenses? I'm James Yu, a freelance photographer based in Adelaide, South Australia. I purchased the 14-30mm lens on the first day when it released in 2019, yet its glory didn't even last a year as the Nikon Z 14-24mm f2.8 released soon after a year. I wait another 2 years to upgrade to the expensive lens in February 2023. This time, I want to compare these two lenses to see which one come out on top. Aside from the weight and the maximum aperture with pretty similar features, you might be confused about which one is suitable for you. If you are looking for a flexible lens that fits your budget, the 14-30mm f4 might be a better choice. If you are looking for a working horse, you must buy the 14-24mm f2.8 lens. First difference, price, $1,350 or $2,500. You can save a lot if you only shooting landscapes like long exposure or city skylines. But I want more. I'm keeping my Sigma 14 f1.8 for the Milky Way photographer, which is worth $1,600. So how much am I paying now? $2,950. That's why I have decided to upgrade to 14-24 and sell these two lenses after this video to get some money back. Do you think my decision is right? Welcome your feedback. Second difference, build quality. Also, the 14-30 lens is well built, but it contains plastic, and the dust and the sand can easily find their way into the very shrewd external zoom. It might not be durable over years as the 14-24mm, and you have to use it to understand the difference. In contrast, the 14-24mm f2.8 has a more reasonable size than many ultra-wide f2.8 lenses. It doesn't have a bubbles front element like them. The lens feels well balanced and solid in hand, and it has excellent weather and dust sealing, include a rubber seal along the metal lens mounter. The front lens element moves towards and backward within non-moving alt barrel. As you're changing the focal length, extending the most at 14mm and receding as you zoom to 24mm. To prevent dusting from collecting, you can using a 112mm UV filter with HB97 per lens holder. Third difference, image quality. The 14-24mm lens produces sharper images, reduce vignetting, and improves brightness. To test this, I used the Nikon Z7 mirrorless camera in AV mode and shoot at f4, f8, f11, and f16 from 14mm to 24mm. Each shot was autofocus on the clock using a Leofoto LM364 tripod and G4 head to ensure consistency. Well, I can't test like DxO Labs, but the results are evident. The 14-24 f2.8 is much sharper lens, but let's put that to the test. Take a look at this image of the most beautiful reading room in the world. Can you spot the difference between the f4 and the f2.8 lens? It's difficult to find the difference in the center, even when zooming at 100%, but it's noticeable in the corners. In the end, please remember the most critical factor in photography is content, not the image quality. If you are shooting landscape, you likely won't need to pay an extra $1,200 for the slight difference. The 14-30mm lens is an excellent lens for landscape photography because you never need to shooting at 2.8. But low light photography is another matter. With an f2.8 lens, you can save half the exposure time and capture more stars when focusing on the Milky Way. It is not about the image quality, it is also about the practical advantages of a faster lens. Finally, if you are a real estate photographer, you will appreciate the 14-24 outstanding discharging performance. The 14-30mm has more discharging at all focal lengths compared to the 14-24. Fourth difference, handling. 14-30mm is simple to use. Here is two control rings, one for zoom and one for manual focus or for f-stop. But 14-24mm has a custom function button, makes it more possible to handling. Some information like focal distance or DOF appears on the display, which helped me to confirm 15mm when I review 7 Artisan new lens. I compared the lens image quality at 15mm, not 14mm. Something unusual about 14-24 f2.8 ships with two lens hoods. The first HB196 is a smaller standard lens hood as usual. The other HB97 is a large hood with a built-in filter threads for 112mm filters. But I never used the lens hood, so it seems waste my money. Fifth difference, filter. Very most important for landscape photography. The 14-30 lens can fit all 82mm filters such as UV, CPL, and ND filters. But when you're stacking 2 or 3 filters, can result in visible vignetting. To avoid this issue, I recommend to use the case 95mm filters, which can stacking up to 3 filters without causing vignetting. But if you're choosing 14-24, invest more in filters as it requires a large 112mm filter. I don't like the big 112mm filters. We can try case a more filter. Only require a special adapter to fit on the lens. Now you can use one piece of 95 magnetic CPL or ND filter and 2 pieces of 100mm GND or reverse GND filters. To match different exposure time requirements, I carry ND8, 64, 1000 and 16000 filters, put all in one carry bag, which is not a big challenge even we hike a very long distance. 60th difference, Sunstars and Coma. Yes, they are important factor to consider when you are shooting nightscape and astronomy. The numbers and the shapes of sunstars can add an interesting visual elements. When we're shooting with bright light source, such as street lamps or the sun itself. Here are some photos I shot at f11 and f16, where both lenses can produce solid sunstars, but not as good as Hasselblad's 8 sparks. Lens coma isn't typical noticeable in everyday photography, only considered for astronomy photography. Lens coma is an optical aberration that can cause points of lights in the corners of a photo to appear destroyed. Both of two lenses perform better coma than Sigma 14 f1.8. This is why many series photographers choose 20mm or 24mm prime lenses to shoot the Milky Way instead of using a 14mm lens. Yet, I don't have a problem getting sharp corners with the 14 to 24mm lens, and I love to using it for wide-angle Milky Way. Final thoughts. When it comes to ultra-wide zoom lens for Nikon mirrorless, the option limited. Obviously, Z 14 to 24mm f2.8 is the best choice for all types of landscape photography. If you are new to landscape photography, I recommend getting the more adorable 14 to 30mm lens. Saving to $1,250 can buy better tripods and filters. These two lenses have their strengths and weakness, but they are both capable of producing stunning images in the right hands. Thank you for watching this video. I value your opinion and welcome feedback, whether you agree with my opinion or not. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me a like and subscribe my channel. That means a lot for me.